Good evening, good evening. Hi everyone. Good evening. I trust you're well. It's myself, I'm transformation coach Mashudu. I'm also an energy healer and I'm also a negative emotional therapy practitioner. And I'm also an NLP practitioner as well. So welcome if this is your first time on my lives, both on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, say hi. So welcome to my circle. And hi, good evening, Cordelia, welcome. So do share this live, so maybe someone needs to hear this message. So do share so that they can join you as well. And if you're coming through, just greet me wherever you are. I see I'm not by myself. Thank you for joining me. It's a Wednesday, and Wednesday, it's all about lives. And I figure out that 8:30 seems to be the right time because when there's load shedding, you don't have the effects as all that much. And to those who are experiencing load shedding, so if you're coming through later, so just type replay and let me know what were your aha moments from what I said. So welcome, guys. I trust it has been an interesting week so far. And we're midweek. Tomorrow is Thursday and then it's going to be Friday. So welcome. And I'm not sure what you have. I have a tea. So what are you having? Yeah, welcome. So let me start. Good evening, Chusa. I see we've got Chusa as well. On Instagram, I'm not sure who we have. Yeah, quiet, but welcome. So as I said, I'm Coach Mashudu. I'm also an energy healer. I'm also a negative emotional therapy practitioner. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm also a metallurgical engineer. So I no longer do that, but I can come and consult if anyone needs my services. So yeah, I do coaching now full time and healing full time. So welcome. So today I thought, let me talk about the healing the mother wound. Last week, if you missed the live, so just check, it was last week on Wednesday where I was talking about the father wound. And in terms of the father wound, on Wednesday, the 13th of July, 6:15, I'm having a session with men. It's called I'm the king of my castle. So that is where I have sessions with men where we'll be exploring. For them, it will be their father wound. And then for ladies, for this one, which we're gonna have on the 24th, is the healing the mother wounds. And I felt like, let me just share a little bit, what is it? And if you can resonate to what I'm saying, it means the class is for you. And do share, guys. Do share if you're on my YouTube, like and subscribe so that you're able to receive other recordings and just go through the recordings. So what is mother wound? Mother wound is the lack or the loss of mothering. And this happens when even your mother yourself wasn't mothered by their parents. And I'll share my experience because this is close to my heart. So both healing the fatherhood and the motherhood and loving myself, it's things which are close to my heart. So that is, I'm here to help people heal, to help people to learn and unlearn. Those are the most three things which are close to my heart, which I've been through in my life. And I say, I've been through it, let me help other people so that they can heal fast. Because for me, it took so longer because I didn't know what to do and I got the help. See, we've got Pam. Hi, Pam. And we've got Felicia. So welcome, guys. So do share the live wherever you are so that more people can join. And if you are listening to this later, just type a replay. So as I said, healing the mother wound is the lack or loss of mother, which your mother might have experienced. Your mother might be physically there, but you didn't feel their love. You didn't feel their care. And it might have happened that they were judging you, they were nosy, they were never there for them because of what they've went through when they are young. And there are damages to mother wound because you might see yourself having low self-esteem. So if you've got low self-esteem and you've got issues with your mom, so come to the class on the 24th of July. And you could be someone who's struggling with relationships. or someone who's got issues with their self-awareness. You could be having anxiety, you could be having depression, you could be having issues with your image, and you could be having that as much as your mother is there. Some you find that their mother were not there when they were born, their mother passed on because of a difficult process when their mother was giving birth, or they were present. So you can experience it both, depending, doesn't matter whether your mom or your parents are alive. And you find that when you look at your friends where they've got a good relationship with their parents, and you're always comparing yourself with them. And at times it's normal to compare yourself, but you never know normally how people were raised. That is why even if you're going to go into a relationship with someone, you need to understand how they were raised, their values, and then what are their values, where they stand on, what are their beliefs, how do they relate with money, how do they relate with issues. And you might find that someone's got mother wound, they're clingy or they're detached. And all these symptoms I'm talking about, I experienced them myself because I was raised by my granny and my mom was there. So we were both physically in the house, but I felt the love from my granny. So I was raised by my granny as much as my mother was present. So most of my adult lives, my granny knew where I was, tertiary school, even when I was in university. I remember when I finished my national diploma in metallurgy and I was retrenched by one of the companies. And then I had to go back to school. And then I took, because they were paying me a salary, I took the money and then went to finish my BTech. And with those staying at home in Soweto, commuting by train, my granny every morning would make sure that I've got lunch, but my mom was there. And I resented her when like, how could someone who I stay with, who's my mom who brought me here on earth, and we don't have that relationship. It's only late, I'll say, the past 2 years, I understood what went on. She had their own issues. She had her emotional baggages, and there were reasons, maybe one day I'll share, but there were reasons to then now I understood because most of my friends will say when I talk about my mom, it's like something that I wouldn't talk about. And even when she would call previously, I'll just feel like, oh, here she calls, she wants money and all that. And now since I understood what was happening and going through healing and forgiveness. So one of the things, even if you don't come to the class, one of the things you need to learn is to forgive. Forgiving is about forgiving yourself first and then forgiving others and understand where they are coming from. Because even how we were raised, as much as we judge our parents, that is the best way, based on the circumstances that they were in, they could raise us. So it's better to understand and heal. And when you start healing, you start removing blockages generationally. You start releasing, you start getting blessings. And that is what I've seen, because I was blocking that in my heart because I was having, as much as I'll smile to people and not being myself, I still had that of saying my mother. And the fact that I'm still alive is a blessing, that nothing should do import me and say this and this, but they were caregivers. So healing the mother wound is it's a big thing, even the father wound as well. So that one is for guys. So that is quite critical. And you might find that as much as your mother is there, they are not physically, emotionally available, and they're not available for you. And you start blaming yourself. So don't blame yourself. So understand where they are coming from. And you realize when you start doing the work, it's always said, when you start doing inner work, you're not only healing yourself, you're also healing past generations and future generations. Whatever you went through, your kids won't go through it. As much as you have to do a lot of work now, embrace it so that your kids, they don't go through the same pain. And if you've got questions, just let me know. I'm just checking if there are any other comments. If you've got questions that you have, just type them, I'll respond. And I see on Insta, we've got Morada, welcome. And then we've got Cream Sister, so welcome. And we've got Happy Feet, welcome guys. So do share the live and it will help others to understand. And someone who's got mother wounds also, they might have substance abuse. I used to drink a lot. I know when you look at me, you might judge me and say, wow, you're lying. I used to numb my pain through alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. I tried again to drink. It doesn't work for me. So I used to try and numb my pain through alcohol, even at work, even when I was depressed. So alcohol should be that wine, and you just say, no, one wine. And then with that, you realize you don't see what is happening around. And how also, as much as I grew up with mother wound, I also did it with my kids initially. And I was staying in one of the mining towns, and I was just so obsessed with my work. And I wasn't being aware of what is happening at home with okay, I see June wants to be, okay, if she wants to join. So how I was raised, I was doing it with my kids initially. So I didn't know what was happening. And then I found out later as well, when I was working shifts, one of my helpers was also abusing my siblings and my kid. But I was a quiet person, I wasn't involved. Now when people say you're involved with your kids, I had to, based on the lesson and understanding where I am, I had to unlearn. And how I was helped was one of the helpers who taught me, based on, because when you grow up, for me, it was like, you come back home, you behave and you listen. Hi, June. I see there's 𝗵𝗲𝗹, they joined as well. So welcome, guys. So if this resonates you, so I urge you to join me on the 24th. I'll be going deeper into more of healing the mother wound. And also for you to heal, there are 3 things that are quite important in terms of healing, is to create the intention, say, I'm ready to heal. And at times I get requests, and then people will say, coach, I need help. And then people will say they are expecting miracles within one session or few sessions. Then I'll ask them, how long have you had this issue? They'll say 40 years, and you expect me to have miracles. The miracles can happen with yourself, having that intention of saying, I'm ready to transform, I'm ready to heal, I'm ready to do a change and be a better person. And on top of that, you need to give yourself permission to heal and say, I'm going to give myself permission to heal. I'm going to be vulnerable and say, I'm going to do something about my life. And you need to be committed. You need to be committed. So commitment is quite key. And once you're committed as well, you need to allow the transformation to happen. And the transformation starts happening and you start saying no. And the moment when you're in that shift, when you're leveling up, the things that used to bother you, they were gonna come and you'll have that conflict. So it's a way of saying, are you ready to level up? So you will get those challenges. So let me just see. I see Pam saying, yeah, having tea. Others, what are you having? Pili? Pili say, what are you having too? So what are you having? And Odi. So guys, if you just joined us, welcome. So we're just saying, if you are, tell me what are you having? So, because this is a conversation as well. So as I just said, so one of the things in terms of healing the mother wound is forgiveness. So you need to forgive yourself. And one of the things that I always say, normally when I do the self-love course, is that forgiveness letter. And you say, you write letters to everyone who has hurt you, even if to God you feel like, and others, it doesn't have to be forgiveness, just write letters to people who have hurt you. Even with this one, when you're not ready to do the work, just start healing yourself. And by writing, it means you're releasing whatever we've got, what we call the conscious mind, which is what we're using now, which is 5%, and the subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind runs everything. It runs our system, our endocrine system, our beliefs, our values, everything about us, our traumas, they're stored in our subconscious mind. So if you want to change a habit and you say, a procrastinator, you can't plan. So you need to start saying, this is a new habit I wanna have and you start doing it for at least 21 days to 30 days. So that will be stored in your subconscious mind. That is why even when there are people, maybe they're listening to this and they are not drivers. So I'm just making example. Let's say you're a driver. Before you even become a driver, you go for your learner's test and you go for those tests. And you find that if you count, it's more than 21. So that when you go for your driver, you know where the clutch is, you know where the accelerator is, you know where the handbrake is. And over time, you're able to just get into the car and just start the car. So because that has been stored, because your subconscious mind is like a recorder. It's that thing that is always running. So even if you create a habit and say today, I had a chat with one client who was earlier before the session, who was asking an inquiry, and we were chatting about the issue and and I was advising what you could do. So with that, it's also what I also highlighted is that as much as you've got a problem, you need to know that that problem won't go away unless you've got the habit, unless you start installing new habits. And one of the techniques, that is what I do when I do the inner transformation. So coming back to healing the mother wound, you've got the power to change the status quo. We've got so much power to do things differently. You cannot just say, no, I don't know what to do. There is help. If I don't resonate with you, there are other coaches who are doing this work. Do it. You not only do it for your kids. And it doesn't, motherhood doesn't only affect women or ladies, it affects even men and boys and young kids. So be present. Look at your life on how you're mothering your kids. Are you available? Are you talking to them? Are you spending time with them? Do you know what are their desires? Are you physically and emotionally available? You might say, no, my mother, I'm busy, it's at work. But if you look at your 24 hours a day, how much time do you spend in terms of being with your kids and all that? Okay, I see also we've got some also welcome. And then another thing in terms of mothering your mother wound is also parenting yourself. So I'll just speak about forgiveness and parenting yourself so that you are better, because if you've got a mother wound, it affects all your relationships. You become clingy, you become detached, you're always complaining about other people. And you're trying to save other people because you're never saved. You wanted someone to save you. It comes back also to the father wound. You might find that in a relationship, if you've got a father wound, you're looking for a father. And each time when that person doesn't meet your standard or doesn't meet something that you value, you created in your head without expressing it, you just lose it. So in every situation that you're on and you're very frustrated and you feel like people are not meeting your standards, just ask yourself, how did I contribute to that? And looking at the signs which have been mentioned today, one of them is lack of confidence, low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, and not being aware. Some people told me they don't know who they are. And that is painful. Even I could relate, because even myself, I didn't know who I am. It's only later in my 40s. Then I'm learning to fall in love with the person that I am. I had also self-image issues. I had body issues. What I love about me is that I take photos on a daily basis. And when I look at those photos, they've just shown me how long I've healed, how much work. And at times you might be trapped in this and it could take you years. For me, it has taken me years, because when I started working, I started being a superhero, doing this, mothering people, being in wrong relationships, being detached, judging people, expecting so much from people. And it took a lot of years until I realized that I was the problem. So even in your situation, you might say people hate you. Are you available? Are you available for them? Are you available for yourself? Do you really love yourself? Do you forgive yourself? Because one of the things that I do when I pray, I ask for forgiveness from God. I forgive those who have wronged me. And I ask for forgiveness to those I've wronged knowingly and unknowingly. And I also forgive myself because I'm not a perfect human being. So whoever I see in front of you, I'm not perfect. I am on my journey as well of being a better person. I'm busy removing layers so that I'm better, I can serve better. So if you're feeling anger and resentment towards your mom, heal that. Come into on the 24th of July. Let's heal that so that you are a better person. And also when you do that, even your kids, the moment you start doing the work, you see the relationships will start improving and you're like, wow, I just committing and say, I'm ready to do the work. I'm tired of having this pity party. I'm tired because even your kids later, when they get older, they might resent you. They might not even come and visit you. Now what I used to do, I would come to Joburg as much as I'm from Soweto, and I'll leave Joburg without even going to Soweto. That is how bad it was, because I never felt that love. I just felt like I just exist because my granny passed on in 2011. And when she passed on, it was just like, I felt like something just died. And then only later not realizing that I need to work on my mother relationship, and I'm glad I did. Even over the weekend we were with my mom, it was so amazing. Enjoying the food like she used to cook, like my granny used to cook. It was priceless. That's what I could say. It was quite priceless, eating the food. And all the things that I wanted her to do, she was just doing them. All the things I've always craved. And I didn't have to verbalize those things. It's just healing. Because when someone heals, you send that vibration, because we are all energy. We're sending the vibration. It's showing that even your heart, normally talk about the heart chakra, it's opening up and say, I'm ready to receive, and you just heal. So yeah, so I trust that makes sense. And if you've got mother issues, if you're feeling resentment, you're angry, you don't feel like you're belonging, and you're not emotionally available also to your parents, you're detaching in your relationship, you've got that detachment, and you are clingy, you're controlling, and also do come to the class. Let's go and explore healing this mother wound so that we can be better mothers. There's so much happening in our country, and we need to rise up now and do the work so that when you're an ancestor and you're looking down as an angel to your kids and your grandchildren, say, I did the work. Look at how their life is, how precious it is. So it's time that we do the work. It's time that we do something about it. It's time that we are vulnerable enough and say, I need help. I'm ready to receive the help, and I want to be an amazing person. So yeah, that's it from me. So remember, do share if you're on my YouTube's, like and subscribe so that you can get other recordings when I go live. And also share this, and you might find that within your circle, there's somebody who's got mother issues. So do share this with them so that they can come through. So the class again is on the 24th of July. So that will be a Sunday. And if you miss the class, it will be recorded. So do come through so that your relationships are fruitful, so that you live a happier life, so that you release the blockage and the hurt. Because when we are hurting, we hurt others, and the universe can feel it. As much as you don't express the hurt they're feeling, that they will feel it, because you'll be vibrating, you'll be this negative energy, and you're gonna attract more of those people who say, no, I don't relate to that person. That person is always bubbly. So that person who's bubbly can also help you, so they can counteract. So we need to increase the consciousness and the vibration so that wherever you step in, as much as there might be sadness, when you leave that room, people feel that light that you possess, because we are God. God is within us. So you've got so much power, and you might have not heard that you've got so much power. So today I'm reminding you, you've got so much power to change your situation. You just need to step up and say, I'm ready to do the work, and give yourself permission to do this. And let's heal our world, because healing starts from our homes. When we heal from our homes, when we heal ourselves, we heal our homes, we heal generations, we heal the consciousness of the country, of the world, and so much will just unfold, and you'll just be happy. Because when you go to social media, you just hear a lot of stories, and also the deaths that have happened as well. I know there's so many pointing of fingers, but we've got the opportunity to change the status quo. We've got the opportunity to build our world whilst we're still alive, whilst we're still here. So let's make time for ourselves to heal, for personal development, to unlearn and be better parents, better human beings, better partners, and be better people, so that every day you're happy to say, I'm feeling better. There are days you feel sad and say, I'm not okay, but the wounds, so at times you find that you're not living in the present. Some might be listening to me, but they are not here because they are missing being present. When you think about breath, like we are breathing now, we're breathing in the present. So at times when you find yourself in the past has happened, is that thing, that tape recorder which is playing in your mind. So it's about living in the present. And in being on the class, you also learn about how to live in the present, how to condition your mind, how to make the ego be quiet. That thing that you tell yourself, I'm beautiful, and says, no, I'm not. No, look at what dress. Do you think they like it? So you used to learn how to quieten that and be yourself. So I encourage you to learn to be in the present and enjoy the breath. The moment you just feel you're not okay, just take a few deep breaths with your nose, and you hold that breath for a count. So you take 4 deep breaths. So you count for 4 seconds, and you hold for 7 seconds, and you breathe out with your mouth. You do that at least for 4 counts, 4 times, and tell me, come back to this comment and tell me how you feel. So when you're feeling like the world is not treating you well, you're disorientated, or you have to go to a meeting and you just need to calm yourself down, just do this. You'll be so amazed, because breath is the first thing that we get when you come to earth, and is the last thing, and we can heal through breath. So that's another topic for another day. And thank you for tuning in. I see we also have got Samo, we've got also Polite. So welcome, guys, welcome. So that's it from me. So join me again next week, Wednesday, on another live. So I'll share what we'll be talking about. And I know my virtual assistants, they're keeping me to my toes. So yeah, do enjoy the last 2 days of the week. I know others are working shifts, and for those who are working Monday to Friday. So tomorrow is Thursday. So make the best of Thursday and be present wherever you are. Be present with your kids wherever you are. And whatever you might be going through, anxiety, depression, is something that you can do something about it, get help. And the challenges that you're facing, asking yourself, what is your contribution? Because the other 3 fingers are pointing at you as much as I'm doing this. So what is your contribution? But always raise your hand. You don't want to be on your deathbed and say, I should have done something. So if you're listening to this, do something about it and explore and be you and live an authentic you. Remove the mask. When we've been through so much pain, we are walking around with that mask. We're walking around with bulletproofs. We need to throw them away and enjoy life daily. And life has to have challenges for us to grow. And from those challenges, you always find the diamond and the lesson that you need to learn. So life can be smooth. If it was smooth, I don't think we'll be enjoying. So at times we have to go through those trials to see, and they help us to understand what our hidden talents, what our gifts, they also makes us grow, and we also develop resilience and strength and wisdom, so that you're able, because even myself, if I didn't go what I went through, if I didn't go not loving myself, if I didn't go numbing pain through alcohol, taking depression medication, I wouldn't be here and sharing and being a hope for someone that wherever they are at the moment, they might be in the same situation at the moment. And then just say, yes, there is hope, there is something. And just transformation and transforming their life, so there is hope. So let's do that, because you find that your life purpose is just, you're dimming it because of not doing this work. Because the moment you start working on yourself and healing, you start discovering your life purpose and why you're here on earth. Because you're robbing us of your greatness, you're robbing us of your gifts, you're robbing us of your talents if you're still there. So get help. Your help is readily available, and you're always loved and surrounded. So that's me. So I'll also share on the comments the post if you need more info. But if you want any coaching and you say the 24th is very far, you're feeling anxious, you're just feeling lost, so you can send me a message on 061-518-3208. So I would love to help you. And I was listening to the news today as I was driving, and they were just sharing that with the petrol price going high, there's this tall number for depression and all that. There are a lot of people who are going through that. And it's so true, because people are trapped. They don't know what to do. And as well, when it comes to finances, people are not ready, they're not vulnerable enough to share how they are feeling. So there are those numbers. I can also share them if you're not ready to speak to someone, but it is readily available, so you can reach out. So that is going. People are going through a lot of anxiety and depression throughout this month and what is happening in our world, in our economy. But at the end of the day, you've got control. You can change. You just have to unlearn some habits which we learned. It could be how your parents were managing money. It's how you view money. It's how you view things. So there's so much unlearning that we can do to change the status quo, because challenges will always be there, and they always level up. And each time they level up, we also need to level up and continue improving our knowledge and increasing our wisdom, so that we can help our kids and also share that information with others. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening. So I'll chat to you again on next week, Wednesday. So do join. So next week's session, yeah, I think it might be at 9, because I'm having I'm the King of the Castle class. So yeah, it might be at 9 p.m. So reserve 9 p.m. So I should be done with the King of the Castle class. So if you've got gents in your family, I'll share the poster as well. Let them join, because that one is for gents. So we'll be healing the father wound for the gents. So yeah, so save the date and join. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.